What Floyd Mayweather's doing right now? Let's start with him. Floyd Mayweather right now is asleep. No, I'm just kidding with you. The latest on Floyd Mayweather, of course, y'all probably want to know when he gonna speak out about 50. From the Floyd side of the camp, well, everything that man said don't even exist. And this is what I'm trying to get to the people who said I was hating on 50 Cent. Um, why would you feel that I'm hating on 50 Cent when I'm just telling you the truth? If you look at the situation at hand, 50 Cent or 50 has yet to do anything in boxing on his own. Did he recruit Billy Dibb? No, he did not. Did he recruit Andre Durrell? No, he did not. Did he recruit Gamboa? No, he did not. Those are Floyd Mayweather fighters. Okay? Now, let's see what he does when he has fighters that he has scouted, or his team that he's put together has scouted, and they come up with. Okay? Or are they just going to be a feeder system to Top Rank? You know, let's see in the long run what 50 Cent's going to come up with. But if you look at it from everything I gave you, you wouldn't see that there's a pattern here. 50 Cent in the music game is non-existent. Okay, he's not there. He wants to get back in it, but he's going to use it the right way. He's going to use a concert to promote his fight, but promote himself as well. Because he needs a kicker. He needs something to put him back into the mix where he needs to be. Because right now, the younger people don't want to hear 50 Cent records. They want to hear somebody named Keith or Meek Mill and guys who really shouldn't even be relevant in the game of sport of, I mean, just the game, rap game, period. You know, these are not stars. These are like supporting rappers. This should not be in the game. But he uses Floyd's name. You know, like, if Floyd's really, they tight and they still got love for each other, that's still my brother, you give him a phone call. You go see him. You say, let's have a meeting. Let's sit down and talk about all this. But all this stuff he's doing right now is all about him. Look at his ventures. It's all been about 50 Cent. Look at the reasons that they have split up. He's had issues with Floyd. He had issue with every member in his G Unit group that he had built. Where did that go? He had a television program where he was venturing into a reality show. That went nowhere. I mean, these different ventures he get in, they end up amounting up to nothing, some of them. And most of his failures just don't get reported as much as his successes. So that's probably why also. And oh yeah, the Phil Boxing guy, the owner, you know, the guy that's really cocky on the Gmails. This is what I don't understand. You sent something to me. You mentioned my name in your form or whatever because it gets sent to me. So if I didn't have Pinoy fans, you know, they wouldn't send it to me. But you saying we need you for hits. And for the people that's not in the know, you know, we send them interviews and articles and exclusives, and then they put them on their site and it gets promoted. But let me explain this to you specifically. You want to know how we get paid on our website. This is how we get paid. Our ad advertisers pay us due to the content that's relevant to what they're promoting, which means they have a market in which they're going to give you a certain amount of money. Okay, you being in the Philippines, okay, don't generate the ad revenue that they're going to pay us. So all the Philippine hits that we're getting, it's not going to generate any revenue for us, dummy. So for you to sit there and say like we're making all this money off you, the companies we dealing with only care about United States, the UK, and other Canada and etc. They don't care about the Filipino hits. They don't have a market there. Okay, maybe some other companies do, but the ones we work with don't do that. So no, we don't need you for hits. And when I said that, I didn't say that we were doing better than their website. For your 2 fans that came over here, I said we are doing fine without you. That's what we're saying. And the article I sent you that you were supposed to take with Bob Arum or whatever, I mean, I don't normally do this, but let me do this here. See if I could pull this up for you. It did 7,150 as it stands today. Okay, 7,150 without you. And that's just one article. Okay, so it's not about the numbers. Okay, we sent you the articles just so it would be out there, so the people over in the Philippines had a chance to read it, so they can go, okay, boom, because they all go to Phil Boxing. You know that. That's why you guys are a filter. That's why all the other websites dump their stuff over there, because you're a filter to the Philippines. That's where they get their boxing news from. That's where you get your news from, because you don't have a lot of guys over here. That's why in the United States no one knows you. So all this big and bad stuff you're doing is just makes zero sense to me. Now let's move on to other subjects. Yes, it's true. I did an interview with Zab Judah. It's on here. I'll put it in the link below. Y'all can read it. And Zab's heated. It was like right after the drama kicked off. And I said, well, let me see if I can get Zab. He was in 1 million interviews. So, and Zab talks 100 miles a minute, you know, so that was a tough interview to get and write up and put out there for you guys. But most of the stuff he's saying, people didn't heard it. It's on like 3 million videos, so it's just Zab really ranting. But he brought up a lot of relevant points. He said Danny Garcia's flat-footed, and people write him off, and he feels he has power, he got speed, and Danny Garcia never fought a guy with power yet in his early career. And like he said, he got more knockouts than Garcia has fights. That's true too. But you know, like I talked to the brother man. The brother man said Zab Judah's he's a resume builder. People use him to build up their resumes. And that's what Cotto's finna be now, a resume builder. You know, he's got a fan base, and that's what they're interested in now, his fan base. You know, so, hey, y'all should just come to the site. We got Richard Schaefer for an interview. Quick, I wouldn't even call that an interview. I call that a drive-by interview where I was able to get like 2-3 questions out of Richard Schaefer. But they were the right questions to be asked. You know, why he wasn't fighting Lucas Matisse. And why is he fighting Zab Judah? Because I'm the one that's saying this fight shouldn't even happen. Everybody else is like, oh, this is going to be a good action fight. He should be fighting Lucas Matisse. And that's the thing. And that's why I stand on y'all, man. Because y'all let certain people get away with stuff that they shouldn't. For certain fighters that y'all like, y'all defend them and go against somebody else and say, oh, man, they shouldn't do that. But then here y'all are supporting this other BS. You know, why y'all get Canelo a break and saying, oh, Canelo, he should go ahead and fight, Canelo should go ahead and fight, Cotto, and that's cool. It's cool to let Canelo and Cotto fight each other. Oh, it's still a good fight. They should fight each other. But y'all know they only using him because they know Cotto's done right now. Cotto's done. And they only using him as a feeding ground for Canelo. But y'all will let him get away with that. But if Pacquiao did it, y'all down Pacquiao's throat. If you're going to do it to Pacquiao, you got to do it to Canelo too. That's the way it has to go. And that's what I do. Like he's like, oh, you talked about him in the steroid. Yeah, I talked about Pacquiao and the roids and everything else, but I talked about Berto. I talked about Peterson. I talked about Roy Jones. I talked about Tony. I talked about everybody, Tarver, anybody that tested positive. I was on them because that's what you have to do. That's what you're supposed to do. So I'm gonna keep y'all posted if anything else I find out or go through. If anybody got any more questions, just keep posting them, and we might get in here and knock them all out.